This is Kulali and her owner Garth. Garth was a successful engineer who started building Kulali as his final life project. Unfortunately, Garth never got to see her finished. I've been lucky enough to take the challenge on of completing her build and one day to sail her around the world. Similar to Garth, I'm a passionate engineer who loves to know how things work and how to build things. Join me on this journey to bring Garth's dream to life. This is Sailing Kulali.
Alright, it's the next day. These are looking so far so good. I promised that yesterday I was going to show you what it looks like with this off. So I'll take one off. Alright, let's take this off. It's 40 degrees at the moment. 40 degrees Celsius. I think I've got heat stroke. Oh, this is good. So that's the first window. Looks pretty good. That's that blackout layer so that you don't see any bubbles. I'll take the inside off and we'll have a look at what it looks like inside. My favourite way of entering the boat. Alright, so we'll take this off now. That's sick. Look how clear that is. It's not going to stay clear for too long. Get scratched and stuff, but you know. Alright, it's the next day. We're going to take these tabs out. Ooh, yep. Nice. We're going to take these tabs out, sand this back, and then hopefully run the finishing pass around all the windows today. Nice. See that? It's 40 degrees, so I'm cooling myself off using some cold water. Started that in the JHA this morning that I wrote before starting this job. And a pretty important thing is to get rid of all the hot glue that we used in the mounting process, because it is not very strong. Because when we're sailing to the Maldives, you don't want one of these windows blowing out. Nice. All these tabs are out. Now we just got to sand this back, all the way back, so that it's ready to key in the finished surface or the finish coat. And then after that, these windows are pretty much done. Okay, so last time I did this, I didn't mask the outside of this, and that meant that the edges weren't as nice as they could have been. So this time I'm going to mask it. So I'm using the edge of the pen The edge of the pen is showing me, is offsetting it enough for where the masking tape needs to go. So step one, put a bit of masking tape across the major line. I'm making this up, by the way, I don't know how to do this. I actually watched this really good YouTube video. So when you pull this off this side, as you pull this tab, the masking tape keeps pulling and then lifts off the next tab. If we do this anti-clockwise, like this. Okay, does that make sense? So I know I could probably cut the corners round, but or get like that curvy masking tape that our subscriber Pat Bears was talking about. But like nobody's gonna see this. And basically making a curve by doing lines, which is actually how the circle's made anyways, by lots of straight lines. As you approach infinity, it becomes a circle. As n approaches infinity, it makes it more a circle. This is the circle bit. Nice. Last one. Cool. All right, gotta do all the rest now. There's 7 more to go. 6 more to go. 6 more to go. All right, a couple tips with masking tape. The first one that I have is if you hold the tape tight, you can get a straight line. Not many people know that, right? So you can hold it tight. The second thing is if you hold tight on one edge, it will actually bend, and you don't want that. So you want to evenly hold it in the middle, and it's always good to put one side down first, so that side's down, and then you can align this. So, okay. One side's down, and then you can align it, and then boom, and then push it down. So that's tip number 1. Some other tips. No, that's it for tips. All right, so that's all the masking tape done. Is it? Yeah, it's all the masking tape done. 7 windows. So now the next step is to put the finish fillet on. Okay. Alright, here we go. I printed a thinner version of this, so let's see how it goes. I'll do the bottom first. I don't think there's enough. It might not be enough. Bloody silicone. That's working pretty well there. Sort of don't want to stop with this. You know what I mean? It's got to be like a continuous thing. So it's not bad today on the top there, because I had the right thickness. So I can polish the rest of it up with soapy water. I've done that before. So we'll let that set for a little bit and then use soapy water. Not bad. All right, this is window number 2 for the day, 3 since we started. This tube's about to run out, so I'm just gonna finish it off on one edge. This is pretty much like welding, except more messy and easier. Definitely not easier. So I bought like 8 of these tubes today, but they only had 1 of these nozzles. So, I mean, I've been known to like recycling. Let's just reuse it here. No real other option. So I'm cutting this here because if I cut it over there, you can't see it. I'm trying to film this entire thing. It's empty. Cool. the access with this is pretty bloody shit. So the idea of this is you're meant to keep the stuff coming out in front of the direction that you're moving, and that will stop bubbles from forming apparently. That's the theory. The camera's in the way of where I need to have the gun right now, but you know, it's all for you guys. That's it. That's not too bad, is it? Okay, now we take our special 3D printed tool, which is falling apart a bit, slowly around. So this one's probably the best yet. This is the third window. Probably gonna jinx myself. So yeah, that bit can be done by hand. You know what I mean by the soapy water. And this bit can be done sort of. Yeah. Sort of don't want to waste this. Yeah, I won't waste it. This is how you start making things look shit, by being a tight ass. But it's okay. Very okay. So that's window 2 attempt. You can see a join there, but that'll be buffed out. That's window 3, which is super nice. And this will be window 4. All right, now so we use soapy water and you spray heaps of it on. So like that, so it's dripping. Then you can use your finger and you can sort of polish it and just get any of the bits that didn't really work sort of there. All right, I'm gonna try and pull the masking tape off now, see whether it works. You get nice and slow. There you go, that's window number 2. It looks much better than window number 1 for sure. Fuck. I'm just gonna see if I can flatten these. Yeah, you can a bit. Just get rid of that sharp edge from where the tape was. Not bad. So that's window number 2. Looks much better than window number 1 for sure. This is the second last window. So you can see that that is so nice. See that? That's without even using the water. Might just pull that one off. So yeah, this is no water on it. It's like nearly perfect. This is the problem with doing DIY stuff, is that you start off really shit at it. So the first part of it looks shit, and then you get better, and then you can see like this huge difference. Yeah, that one's really good. That one is really, really good. Alright, this is the last one, I think. Yeah, it is. So I once went to this party called Carnival in Brazil, and it had the most people. It's the biggest party in the world with the most people. And there's this hill where everyone goes to wee. And so it's like really slippery, and I climbed up it, started chucking a wee, and then fell into the wee of everyone's wee. It was called Piss Hill, and I didn't smell as bad then as I do now. I smell like shit. I smell like shit. And again, that one's really good as well. Like, I mean, maybe it's dark and I'm fatigued, but it looks much better than the first one, I think. Just a little bit of clean up in that corner always, and that's it. All right, time to pack up after this. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Nice. Alright, and last thing you have to do before the sun comes up, this is sort of a nighttime job, is to cover this out so that there's no direct sunlight, because the sun expands the air inside there and then causes bubbles, like big bubbles, to pop. So we don't want that. So I'm going to put sheets of paper over it. Nice.